Welcome back, treasure hunters, to ultra-rare US coins. Today, I invite you into a world where ordinary pocket change transforms into legendary fortune, where every nickel and cent carries a secret history of power, survival, and mystery. Hidden inside your coin jars, deep in your drawers, or even resting silently in an old family collection, there could be a coin that isn't just money. It's a treasure chest disguised in plain sight. And believe me when I say this, the coins we are about to explore are not just pieces of metal. They are time travelers from America's past. They are silent witnesses of history, forged in eras of struggle and change. And today, these little giants of value have become the gateways to life-changing wealth in the modern auction market. So buckle yourself in, because once you hear the stories behind these ultra-rare Monticello nickels, you will never look at spare change the same way again. Let's begin with the first coin. Coin number 1. This coin takes us all the way back to 1941, a year when the world was at the edge of unimaginable conflict. The United States was preparing for the trials of World War II, and every resource was precious. Yet, in the middle of that turbulent time, the United States. Mint released a nickel that would later become one of the most fascinating treasures of American numismatics, the 1941 Monticello 5-cent without a mint mark. Now, why does this coin stand out in such a powerful way? At first glance, it might look like just another Jefferson nickel, worn by time, with a soft brown shade telling the story of its age. But hidden inside this coin is something far greater, a mystery of rarity and survival. The Monticello design had just been introduced a few years earlier, in 1938, replacing the old Buffalo nickel. The U.S. Mint wanted a design that honored America's founding fathers, and what could be more iconic than Thomas Jefferson and his Monticello estate in Virginia? Designed by Felix Schlag, the Monticello nickel represented progress, heritage, and the spirit of democracy. But not every coin survived the chaos of the 1940s. Millions were melted, spent, or lost during wartime. And the coins that did survive often came out scarred, damaged, or heavily circulated. Finding a 1941 Monticello without mint mark in old but solid condition today is like pulling a diamond from the ashes of history. The beauty of this coin lies in its simplicity. On the obverse, you see Jefferson's strong profile, almost timeless, representing leadership during America's defining years. On the reverse, the Monticello building stands tall, a bold architectural statement of Jefferson's legacy. But here's where the treasure story grows. This particular coin has no mint mark. That absence tells us it was struck in Philadelphia, but because of wartime circumstances, many of these coins were used until they wore down to almost nothing. Surviving examples with strong details, even in an old brown shade, are a rare miracle. Collectors know the difference immediately. The texture, the natural patina, the way time has gently marked it, all of these make the coin a one-of-a-kind artifact. The 1941 no-mint Monticello is not just rare, it is demanded. Collectors chase it because it bridges the gap between the pre-war piece and the coming storm of wartime nickels made with silver instead of copper nickel. It is a last survivor of its type, a symbol of America's strength before resources shifted for war. And today, the market sees this coin not as pocket change, but as a limited treasure chest waiting to be claimed. So how much treasure are we talking about? Hold on to your seat, because the current market value of this very coin, in the condition we are describing, with its deep brown shade and old preserved look, reaches an astounding $120,000. Yes, $120,000. This is not an exaggeration. This is today's reality. The auction market is booming, and day by day, these coins are climbing higher in value. Owning this coin isn't just like holding money, it's like holding a powerful investment, a piece of American history that multiplies in worth as the years pass. Imagine waking up knowing that what looks like an old nickel in your hand is actually a fortune, a life-changing treasure that could rewrite your destiny overnight. That is the magic of the 1941 Monticello no-mint coin. If you are a collector or a seeker of rare treasures, listen closely. Authenticity and condition are everything. Look for strong details on Jefferson's profile, check the Monticello building lines, and observe the natural patina. These coins are often counterfeited, so always deal with trusted, professional sources. And remember, storing your coins safely in protective holders will ensure its beauty and value grow with every passing year. The 1941 Monticello 5-cent without mint mark is more than just a nickel. It's a legacy. It's a survivor of war, a token of history, and today, a golden key to fortune. With a market value that can make you feel like you are holding a treasure chest in your pocket, this coin continues to captivate collectors and historians alike. And the truth is, its value is only rising, day after day, auction after auction. Next coin number 2. If you thought the 1941 Monticello nickel was a masterpiece of hidden fortune, then brace yourself, because the next coin on our journey is just as extraordinary, just as thrilling, and just as capable of turning an ordinary pocket discovery into a priceless treasure. Now let's travel forward in time into the 1950s. America was booming, the war was over, prosperity was rising, and the nation was stepping into a brand new era. And in the middle of that age of optimism, a coin was struck, one that today has become a centerpiece of collectors' dreams. The 1952 Monticello 5-cent without mint mark. Picture America in 1952, Dwight D. Eisenhower was preparing to become president, televisions were appearing in more homes, and the nation was brimming with confidence. Yet, even in this modernizing world, the U.S., Mint continued to produce the classic Jefferson nickel with its strong, patriotic imagery. The Monticello nickel had already been circulating for more than a decade by then, and it had firmly established itself as a symbol of American pride. Designed by Felix Schlag, its imagery had become iconic. The portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, staring forward with timeless determination, and his grand estate, Monticello, gracing the reverse as a testament to vision, architecture, and legacy. But here's the twist. Not all nickels of 1952 were created equal. While many were produced in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, those from Philadelphia carried no mint mark, making them stand out as a distinct collectible. Over the years, countless coins vanished through circulation, damaged, or destroyed, which is why finding a 1952 no-mint nickel in very fine condition, with its natural green spots giving it a character all its own, is like unearthing a relic of the golden 1950s. This coin is more than just a piece of metal, it's an artwork. On the obverse, Jefferson's profile still carries the sharpness of Schlag's design, while the reverse proudly showcases Monticello's balanced architecture. But here's where the magic lies: the absence of a mint mark and the unique green spotting. That green patina, developed over decades, isn't damage, it's a badge of authenticity. It tells you this coin has lived, it has traveled through time, and yet it has remained preserved in a way that makes it stand out among millions. Collectors treasure these natural marks because they prove originality, untouched beauty, and individuality. This coin is not just a nickel, it is a fingerprint of history. When we talk about rarity, the 1952 no-mint Monticello is a true competitor. Collectors crave it not just for its design, but for its scarcity in higher conditions. Very fine condition, with visible details and natural aging, is already an accomplishment. And when you add those green accents, the coin transforms into a collector's showcase piece. Demand for this coin has skyrocketed in recent years. Auctions are fierce, with bidders driving prices higher and higher. Everyone knows that mid-century coins, especially those without mint marks, are only becoming harder to find. It's no longer just a collectible, it's a trophy. And trophies like this don't stay hidden for long. Now let's talk about treasure. Imagine holding something that looks like a small, ordinary nickel, but in reality, it's a golden key to a fortune. The current market value of the 1952 Monticello 5-cent without mint mark, with its natural green spots and preserved in very fine condition, is an unbelievable $110,000. Yes, you heard me right. $110,000 for a single nickel. This isn't a fantasy. This is happening today in today's auction market. And the demand keeps climbing. Every year, every month, every auction, the numbers grow. This coin is not just valuable. It's a powerhouse of wealth, an investment that multiplies with time. When you hold this coin, you are not holding money. You're holding a treasure chest that grows heavier with riches every single day. For those of you chasing this treasure, take note. Condition is king. Always look for sharp lines on Jefferson's face and the Monticello building. Verify authenticity through professional grading services, and remember that unique characteristics like green spotting can actually boost appeal. Store it safely in protective cases, away from extreme conditions, so its value continues to climb. And most importantly, trust only reputable dealers and auction houses. The demand for this coin is fierce, and authenticity is everything. The 1952 Monticello 5-cent without mint mark is a crown jewel of mid-century numismatics. It carries the story of post-war America, the vision of Thomas Jefferson, and the unstoppable rise of collectible treasures in the modern age. With its natural beauty, its uniqueness, and its towering market value of $110,000, this coin has the power to make you feel like you're holding a fortune in the palm of your hand. And remember, this is not just speculation. The value of this coin is growing, climbing higher, and making headlines at auctions across the country. Coins like these prove why collecting is not only about history, it's about treasure. Next, coin number 3. So far, we've uncovered treasures from the 1940s and the 1950s, coins born in the heat of history, carrying the spirit of America's past. But now, let's step into a more modern chapter, where rarity is not always expected, yet when it strikes, it leaves collectors breathless. Our final treasure today comes from the year 1982. At first glance, you might think a coin from the 1980s is too young to be worth a fortune. But the truth is, hidden within this era of modern America lies one of the most surprising and valuable Monticello nickels ever discovered. It is the 1982 Monticello 5-cent with the P mint mark, a coin that has turned ordinary change into an extraordinary jackpot. The year 1982 was a time of change in America. Ronald Reagan was president. The economy was shifting, and the Cold War was still in the air. Meanwhile, the U.S. Mint continued to produce the Jefferson nickel, a design that had already been in circulation for more than 4 decades. But 1982 carried a unique detail. Coins struck in Philadelphia now proudly bore the P mint mark, a relatively new practice at the time. Before 1980, Philadelphia mint coins often carried no mark at all. The inclusion of the letter P made coins of the early 1980s instantly distinguishable. This was a turning point in United States coinage, and for collectors, it marked the beginning of a new age of identity and distinction. The 1982 Monticello nickel with the P mark is therefore not just a coin. It's a milestone, a symbol of Philadelphia's presence finally carved into everyday currency. And when one of these coins survives the decades in fine condition, with a unique appearance, its story becomes legendary. What makes this coin stand out is its striking beauty with natural red spots across its surface. These red accents aren't flaws, they are signs of individuality, a natural aging process that makes the coin unlike any other. Combined with the fine condition, where Jefferson's profile and Monticello's architecture remain sharp and legible, this coin tells us it has been cherished, preserved, and protected from the roughest handling of circulation. The P mint mark itself adds another layer of rarity. Coins from this era were mass-produced, but very few have survived in collectible-worthy states. And among those survivors, finding a specimen with distinctive features like natural red spotting is what transforms a coin from simple change into a work of art. The collector demand for this coin is nothing short of astounding. While most people might dismiss 1980s coins as too modern to be valuable, the auction market proves otherwise. The 1982 Monticello nickel with a P mint mark has become a sleeper hit, an underdog coin that surprises everyone when it comes to value. Fine condition coins with visible details are scarce, and when those details are accompanied by unique aging marks, collectors battle fiercely for ownership. It is this demand, this hunger, that has transformed the year 1982 Monticello P into a modern legend. And let me tell you, the hunger is only growing stronger. Now here's where the story takes your breath away. That small, simple coin, the one you could easily overlook in your change jar, today holds a market value of $86,000. Yes, you heard that right. $86,000 for a nickel from the 1980s. This is not wishful thinking. This is today's auction reality.